The next type of story I want to talk to you about is what's called a SOT. And a SOT is basically where we record an interview. We ask someone who is an authoritative voice on something and provide their perspective. So with the SOT, an anchor reads content from a script or teleprompter, and they're going to introduce a person, and we're going to show a short portion of an interview from that newsmaker or other person or other person at the event. So it could be someone who attended the event and they can provide their perspective. It could be an authoritative person who's presenting information about it from the point of view of the event coordinator or whoever's putting on the event. And with the SOT, we're now going to run about 15 to 25 seconds to present that information. So let's take a look at a SOT.
Excitement is still in the air from Saturday's triumphant 61-60 victory over Little Rock, making the Troy women's basketball team Sun Belt champs for the first time. The Chargers now turn their attention to their upcoming matchup with the number 2 seed, the Oregon State Beavers, in the NCAA first round. Head coach Chandler Rigby says making it to the big dance will mean a lot for the future of the program.
Oh, it's tremendous. I mean, I probably don't even fathom right now all the things it means for the program, but of course my mind always goes to recruiting first. And I had that meeting with my coaches straight away, is that we need to go back and we can evaluate what level players we've been recruiting for the 17 class, 2017, and we can up it, because a lot of people that we couldn't have recruited before, because a lot of times it comes down to, hey, could I ever be in the tournament in this program? And even though I would say yes, we're going to do it, now we've backed it up.
The Chargers will face off against Oregon State on Friday at Gill Coliseum in Corvallis, Oregon. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m., televised on ESPN2.
So in the case of this particular SOT, we had an event where the women's basketball team made a major improvement in their program. And so not only just telling you that the event happened, we were actually able to get an interview with the head coach of women's basketball, and she gave us her own unique perspective of what this victory means for her. And so for her, she talked about how it was a lot of great things, but also it was now a great tool for recruitment for future players. So with the soundbite, it's more visually interesting than just a copy. It provides you an authority or an emotion in the image or the words of the participant. So in the case of the coach, you could hear the pride in her voice and how happy she was about winning this part of the program. And with a SOT, it gives you also the ability to shoot it in various locations. Many times a reporter is going to go out and shoot the event or shoot the SOT at the location that the event occurred. Sometimes you can have someone come into the studio and you can shoot it with your own production equipment without needing to send out or pay a reporter or videographer to get the interview. Likewise, if they're coming to the studio, you're going to have to be able to choreograph your time that you can shoot them along with times that they are available. Now, with the downside, there's going to be some cons to an interview. It's going to give you less depth and detail than a more sophisticated story types like a package or a VOSOT. It's also going to take time to coordinate and identify the interview and the right person that you want to talk to for your story. So in the case of the women's basketball, we could have interviewed a fan from their perspective. We could interview a player from their perspective, but we wound up choosing to speak to the head basketball coach of the program to give us her unique perspective or her unique concept on what would be ideal for her. So having sound bites are a great way to get some information out, especially because they give you an authoritative voice, and it's still not as good as some of the other stories, but it's going to provide you a good